Twin Lakes.
This is Mix 93.
All right, getting a little warmer out there. Last I checked, 73. I don't know, Jeff, did you check what the temperature was on your way in here today?
No, but it feels pretty nice.
It's nice and a little humid out there this morning. Jeff Hosworth in our studio, as we told you he would be, talking about a new book that he has written and is all ready to go. What are you waiting for? A beginner's guide to weight training. And Jeff, I guess first of all, let's start off with reminding everybody where you're from and what you do.
Well, I've been, for the last 14 years, teaching at Houghton Middle School. Grew up in Houghton, graduated from Houghton, and still working here.
Yeah, still here, like all of us.
Yes.
What gave you, first of all, what made you want to write this book?
Well, being one that works with youth and kids, and I have done a lot of this beginning stuff with kids, so I just figured it'd be a little easier to put it in a book and maybe reach more people. But this program I've used with anybody who's wanted to start, adults and kids as well. So,
is it geared towards a specific age, or is it kind of for anybody that kind of wants to get started in weight training?
It's for anybody who wants to get started. Basically, it's growing up in the 80s, the books that came out were like encyclopedias, and it took forever to get through. I wrote this one kind of as a quick guide to get you started properly, and it's almost like a personal trainer that you can keep in your pocket and you only have to pay once.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's nice, and it is a small book. It's easy reading, and you kind of simplify everything, which I think is kind of what you were going for, right?
Yes, exactly. That's like I said, growing up, everything, all these $10 words that I couldn't figure out when I was 12 or 13, and over the years, the things that I've learned, I've kind of put into and tried to simplify to get people going. One of the biggest things is how to start. A lot of people get intimidated at that, and so simplifying it, I think, will help with that.
When you talk about your first time in a weight room and how you kind of thought, hey, I'm going to go in here and show everybody up, and that didn't happen.
I had big dreams that were dashed rather quick. My brother, as many people know, played football for Tech, so I went in with him, and little did I know there were going to be giant walking trees. I think it was lineman day or something. It was amazing. So really kind of opened my eyes, but also I got over that first fear of that intimidation of, so it really helped me, I guess. So I owe a lot to my brother.
It's kind of like a two-part book in that the first half or so is just kind of explaining your background and your reason for doing the book, along with taking away some of the fears that people have and knowing what people are thinking when they are thinking of possibly doing this, and kind of taking that away and then saying, look, I've been there, and this is what you should do.
The beginning part, you're right. The beginning kind of, you should never do anything without having a purpose. So I wanted to kind of set up, this is why you should, and this is kind of how you can go about it. The second half of the book is more of the manual, where it gets into the specifics. Form, to me, form is everything. If you're not working it right, you're going to injure yourself potentially, or nothing really good can come from it. So,
and you got a lot of course, you being over in Iraq, you did a lot over there too. Talk about what you did weight training wise with your fellow soldiers over there.
That was quite an experience, actually. I've never. I was on a convoy security team when I was over there, and there was a group of us that really got into lifting. And it was just the different, learning from other people, and of course with the heat, lifting in 140 degrees, even with an air conditioner, is quite an experience.
Wow.
So, but it became part of the daily, almost need to help keep sanity, I guess. So
yeah. Okay, so what are the Great Eight? What's that kind of kicks it off?
The Great Eight. It's again trying to simplify. The Great Eight is how I break it down into the workout, into the muscle groups. Group 1 has 4 groups. Group 2 has 4 groups. Basically, Group 1 is chest, shoulders, and bis and tris. And Group 2 would be legs and back, basically. But I break it down into each group has 4 muscle groups. So.
Okay. Jeff Hosworth is with us. He's got a brand new book out. What are you waiting for? A beginner's guide to weight training. And would you recommend this for like a 13-year-old who's starting to think about varsity sports and getting ready to play athletics?
Definitely. This is, any especially with young kids, 13 is right around the age to get started with this. It's a great habit to have all of your life. But, any sport that you want to excel in, it's more than just that sport. I learned from many of my coaches that if you want to be good, it's a year-round thing. And this is something you can incorporate into your not just the game season, but the off season as well.
One thing that you mentioned in the book is how important it is not only to have goals for what you're trying to achieve with weightlifting or in athletics or any kind of training, but also to have a plan exactly what you're going to do before you get into the weight room.
That I don't know how many times I've done it, and that's kind of learning through experience, but you walk in and without really knowing what to do, you just kind of wander around and leave frustrated. It's, in a sense, one thing I said in the book is that it's kind of like building a house. You wouldn't want to go at it without any blueprints. So you set your blueprint up, and as far as the daily goals, it will help with that long-term goal. Everybody wants to accomplish something, but how are you going to go about that? So goal setting is important not only in weightlifting or any sort of exercise, but in life in general.
And does that also lead to being more efficient in the weight room too? A lot of people talk about, I don't have enough time to do it. Well, if you plan before you go there, you have more time.
It does help with the efficiency. It helps with the length of workout. One thing I learned was you can work out long or you can work out hard. I prefer to be in there short, but keep it intense. And as far as I don't have time, I think everybody really does. Whether they want to make time for it or not is up to them.
What about another thing you talk about in the book is whether or not women should be lifting weights and some of the conceptions out there on weight training with women and whether or not they bulk up or whatever.
Women, I think it's very important for men and women to put resistance training into their exercise routine. Women genetically, having thinner bones are more prone to things as they get older, like osteoporosis, and resistance training, weight training really helps with that at a young age to sort of help stave that off as they get older. So it is very important. As far as bulking up, when you're only in the weight room for an hour a day, it's not really going to happen. Women, based on genetics, will get firmer before they get a lot bigger. So
it's a real easy read, and it's really a book that you can probably breeze through in a couple of hours, if even that. But it's kind of a handbook, too, that you think people should just kind of hang on to and reference.
Exactly. My goal was that you could read this today and start working out tomorrow, or like you said, even read it this morning and go lift and practice this afternoon. And having it as sort of a manual, you can kind of flip back and, what was that? Oh, yeah. And in the back, there are copyable workout sheets, so you can kind of track your progress as you go. I still actually, when you mentioned Iraq, I still have my workout book from Iraq 6 years ago when I was there. It's kind of neat to look back and see where you were.
And you have diagrams too, or photos of people doing the actual workouts,
Yes.
so people who aren't familiar with them can actually see it being done.
My wife actually volunteered to be in the book, so she's the female model.
Yeah.
And Thomas Schmidt is a former student of mine. He's the male example. I think it just makes it a lot easier to understand if you can read it and see. So
no doubt about it. Now you make it very clear at the start of the book that you're not a doctor and you're not an expert on a lot of these things, but the experience is really what brought you to writing this book to help other people out.
Well, experience, yes, and then I do have a degree in physical education.
Right.
I don't consider myself an expert because there's always new things to learn. If you think you've learned everything, you're wrong. But, there's always sort of the cutting edge of whatever. But as far as this goes, it is based on experience.
And so many times you being told this is the way to do it and it didn't work, and then you kind of took everything that went right and put it into this.
Well, that's what experience is, learning from your mistakes.
Right. And there were a lot of them, Jeff?
I have a lot of experience.
Very good. All right, well, I tell you what, we're going to give away one of these books. It's Jeff Hosworth's What Are You Waiting For? A Beginner's Guide to Weight Training, and really great for any age, but I would, having read through a lot of this, say that it's really great for the young athletes, the kids that are just getting started in weight training, like the 13, 14-year-olds, and just need an idea, somebody to say, hey, this is kind of how you should get going. And you make it clear in the book that, this is a start. If you want to continue to do this, it's fine, but you can build on what I'm telling you here.
There's a lot more to do. You watch any infomercial, and there's a lot more as far as physical exercise goes. This is a great start.
Yeah. All right, let's give away a book right now. I tell you what, we'll take our first caller on the mix line at 483-4054, toll-free 866-483-4054. Somebody's going to win this book, and this is the person. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Sarah Sturos.
Sarah, how are you today?
Great.
All right, Sarah, I have a copy of Jeff's book here, What Are You Waiting For? A Beginner's Guide to Weight Training, and it's at the studios here in downtown Hancock, and you can stop on in and pick it up, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Now, Sarah's the winner of the book. Where can other people get this book from, Jeff?
The official release date is August 21st. It'll be out on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Right now, it's available through my publisher, which I have a link on my website. My website is jeffhosworth.com.
Okay, that's easy enough. And I went to the website. It's all right there for you. And very inexpensive book, too. How much? What's the cost?
It's $12.99.
Oh, wow. That's
Retails
it,
for $12.99.
Yeah. And what else was I going to ask you about? Oh, the website, we got that. And email address?
On the website, there is a contact page where you can contact me if you don't want to go to the website. You can just email me at jeff@jeffhosworth.com. I'm also keeping up a blog as far as sort of informational stuff on the website as well, and places I'm going to be as far as signings.
Very good. Jeff Hosworth, the author of the new book, What Are You Waiting For? A Beginner's Guide to Weight Training. You can pick it up on his website, jeffhosworth.com. Anything else?
Yeah, this Saturday at By Nature, my favorite supplement store.
Yeah.
From 12 to 3, I will be having a book signing. Hopefully everybody can come out. I'm going to be selling the books there for $11, so give everybody a little bit of a deal from the retail price. So hopefully everybody can make it to By Nature.
And what's the hours there for that?
12 to 3.
Oh, you said that. Okay, 12 to 3 at By Nature. And that's this Saturday for that book signing release. And again, you can get it on his website at jeffhosworth.com. Jeff, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Dirk.
Jeff Hosworth, What Are You Waiting For? A Beginner's Guide to Weight Training. Check it out, pick it up, and especially if you have young athletes in your family that are looking for a guide to get started on weight training, this might be exactly what you're looking for.